Hey guys, today let's make perfectly fluffy and moist cinnamon rolls. Okay, so add hot milk and we're gonna heat this up and check the temperature. It should be around 105 and let the yeast take a bath. So sprinkle that in and sugar. Active dry yeast wakes up and becomes more active by soaking it in warm sweetened liquid. So leave it for 10 minutes. Now, meanwhile, in the bowl, add bread flour. In the additional tip section at the end of this tutorial, I also share 3 important tips for using all-purpose flour with this recipe. So please check it out if you are using it. And add salt. And then egg. Then honey. Honey makes the bread slightly more moister. Knead the flour, salt, the yeast liquid, egg, and honey until roughly combined. You do not have to knead a lot yet. Okay, now it's combined, so let's add butter and knead more. The butter must be completely softened so that it blends well. Leave it at room temperature ahead of time. After the butter is added, knead the dough well until enough gluten forms and it becomes stretchy. The time depends on the tool and mixing speed, but with my stand mixer, it usually takes a few minutes at level 4. But always check by hand for the most accurate results. The dough is sticky, so apply some oil to your hands before touching it. So now let's check. Now form a ball by hand. Wrap the surface of the ball tightly with plastic wrap and let the dough rise until it's doubled in size. Meanwhile, mix light brown sugar, cinnamon powder, and salt to make the filling. Today we are using 9 by 13 inch dish. I'm laying parchment paper on the dish for easier release, but you can also grease it with softened butter. Avoid punching vigorously here, as the rested gluten can get too strong and make the dough harder to roll after this. Dust some bread flour on the counter and roll out the dough. Roll it into 10 by 20 inch rectangle. You can adjust the size as you like. Dust more flour if needed to prevent the dough from sticking to the counter. Okay. And spread room temperature butter. The process becomes more challenging with firm butter, so ensure it's very soft. And spread the filling evenly on top. and divide the sheet into 12 stripes. Traditionally, it's often divided by rolling it into a log first and slicing it with the string. But for this recipe, it doesn't work well as the dough is very soft. The swirls kind of stick to each other. So do this way for a much better look. So cute. I love doing this. It's so fun. I haven't got a chance yet, but I'd love to make it with my daughter. I think she will love it. She's usually in charge of eating them. As the final proof, cover the surface tightly again and let the dough rise until it's slightly more than doubled again. Finally, before baking, gently apply melted butter to the surface. The butter allows the bread to rise slightly better and the surface gets browned a little bit more. Bake in the preheated oven for about 20 minutes. Now, while baking the bread, I usually make the icing. Mix softened cream cheese, powdered sugar, and room temperature butter. You can mix it with rubber spatula. The lumps of powdered sugar should melt away quickly. And that's it. It takes just about a minute. Spread it over the warm cinnamon rolls. For any time you want to avoid cream cheese, try this icing. Honey is not a must, but it helps to keep the icing soft. And now it's done. The cinnamon roll is incredibly soft and melts in your mouth with the delicious icing. Enjoy it with your favorite drink during your break on Sunday morning or at holiday feasts. Okay. Let me know if you tried it and share how it was. So good. If you love these cinnamon rolls, also try my sweet potato dinner roll recipe. It's also so fluffy and moist. I've also shared various classic dessert recipes in the past. Check out some of my recommendations from the description. When making it with all-purpose flour, there are a couple things we need to be careful. One, we need to knead the dough about twice more to form enough gluten net, which is important to make fluffy bread. And number two, when using all-purpose flour, you're not going to be able to form a nice ball with the kneaded dough before the fermentation because the dough is just much stickier. That's okay. You just have to apply some oil on hand and flatten the surface in the bowl. After the first fermentation, the dough is still soft, but gets much more workable. And lastly, when rolling out the dough, apply more flour on the working surface to prevent the dough from sticking to the counter and rolling pin. The process feels so much easier when it's not sticking everywhere. And also I wanted to talk about the comparison of the textures. When using bread flour with this recipe, the bread gets pillowy soft. It's fluffy yet bouncy. And when using all-purpose flour, it's still very soft, but it's more squishy soft. You may love this texture better if you love gooey type of cinnamon rolls. I liked both textures. It's so hard to pick one. And you can also do like 50% bread flour and 50% all-purpose flour to get the texture on the middle. To store the bread, wrap the surface tightly, ideally twice, and you can store it in the refrigerator or in the freezer. Just like other types of bread, the rolls feel firmer and a little bit drier when it's chilled, especially because it contains good amount of butter. So to enjoy the fluffier, most delicious texture, I highly recommend heating it in the microwave for some time. If you try this recipe, please let me know in the comments section. And I will also love to hear from you in my blog post. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And by the way, I created the mug. Grab one and enjoy with your cinnamon rolls. Enjoy pastry living. and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.